Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars.
Jungkook came inside the room angrily and threw his coat, followed by Ryan. What was that, Jungkook? She turned him towards her. What? He said, looking in her eyes as if nothing happened. Because of you, I got embarrassed in front of them. What was the need of you to throw your hands on him? He got more angry by hearing her words than he already was. Really, Ryan? What was need? He was touching you like that. No, he wasn't. It's not what you were thinking. He's my childhood friend. He's like a brother to me. Ryan, you don't know what is going inside a man's mind. And as a man, I can see in his eyes. Oh, really? She said while crossing her arms across her chest. You know what? It isn't worth talking to you. She got more hurt and angry on him by hearing his words. Then why are you talking to me, huh? Why are you here? Just go? Just go from here. I don't want to see your face now. He looked at her and grabbed her shoulders a little harshly. Their eyes met. His gaze was always intimidating to her. Do you really want me to go? His voice was loud and madness was clearly visible in his voice. She pushed him away from her. Yes, go from here. Okay, I'm going and will not come even when you'll beg me. Hearing his words, her blood boiled. What does he think of himself? She will beg him. I will beg you. She scoffed. You know what? Get out. She shouted her lungs out, and he was looking at her with his red eyes with some moisture in them. He grabbed his coat and car keys and left from there after slamming the door loudly, causing her to flinch. She let her body fall back on the bed and tears rolled down from her eyes, which she was controlling till now. She climbed on the bed and covered her body till head and cried till she slept. Jungkook and Ryan is in relationship from past 4 years from college days. Jungkook has anger issues, that's why sometimes he become out of control. On the other hand, Ryan is not at all calm girl. She will say on your face whatever she has in her mind. That's why their first encounter was very tragic. She came in front of his car while his car was on full speed, but somehow he managed to pull the brakes, and without saying anything, he started shouting on her for coming in front of his car like this. He was not giving her any chance to speak. In the end, she banged her hand on the car hood loudly and shouted, "Shut up! Shut up! Why the hell are you shouting like this? The mistake was yours. Look at the traffic lights. It's red. You were supposed to stop your car, but no. Rules are not for a rich brat like you, right?" Well, that was true. He was a rich brat. Till the day he met her. He fell in love with her on the first sight, but wasn't ready to accept it. And when he got to know that she is studying in the same college as his, hell, he never let any boy roam around her. And in the end, when he realized his feelings and confessed, She said she doesn't like the boys who enjoy on their parents' money. She liked kind and humble boys, which he definitely wasn't. He changed all his bad habits for her. He changed himself for good, and she was happy seeing him changing, not for her, but for his own good. And in the end, they become the hot couple of the college. No matter how much they fight, but in the end, they love each other endlessly and can't live without each other. In the midnight, Vine was sleeping, but suddenly she started sweating in her sleep. Her body started shivering. Seems like she was having a nightmare. And suddenly she woke up with a jolt. Her body was shivering. She looked here and there. Only darkness came across her vision. Tears filled in her eyes. She started screaming while crying. Only the person's name came in her mind. She buried her face in her knees, finding no response. She was crying miserably, thinking, Did he really left? Suddenly the door opened with a loud thud, causing her to scream. She didn't dare to look up, but the next, she felt herself engulfed in someone's arms. She flinched and started throwing her hands and legs vigorously to get out of his grip. But then she heard. She stopped and looked up at him. Her teary eyes met his worried ones. She hugged him tightly and started crying on his chest. He caressed her back to calm her. He got so much worried when he heard her shouting his name like that. After some time, her cries slowed down. He tried to separate her from him, to face her, but she only clutched her arms around him tightly. He also gave up and rested his chin against her head. What happened? Nightmare, she said while sniffing, and he nodded. When did you come back? She said while facing him, still holding him tightly. He cupped her face and wiped her tears. I never left, sweetheart. How can I leave you all alone here? But you said. I said that in anger, and I'm really sorry for that. And he paused. I will also apologize to him for punching him. She looked at him shocked. Really? He nodded. I think I reacted way too much, but I can't bear any boy close to you. I'm also sorry for earlier, but believe me, he's not what you are thinking. He's very good. You know, I didn't tell you that, but after my parents died, he was the one who took care of me in every way, till I wasn't financially independent. We are childhood friends. He's like a brother to me, and you shouldn't behave like this with him. That's why I was more hurt than angry. Jungkook was shocked hearing her. He only knew that she was orphaned, and he also didn't ask her. I'll apologize to him, okay? She nodded happily. He stood up from the bed, but she held his hand. Where are you going? Nowhere. He filled a glass of water and gave her, which she drank completely. Feeling better? She nodded. He laid her on the bed and pulled her closer to him, keeping her head on his chest, and covered both of them with a blanket. He caressed her head. Sleep. It's only 2 in the morning. She hugged him tightly and closed her eyes. After some time, what you saw? Huh? In the nightmare, her grip tightened around him. You leaving me in the dark. You'll not leave me, right? She looked up at him. Even when I say you to go, you'll not go. You know sometimes I blabber nonsense. You'll not leave me, right? He hugged her softly, putting his head in the crook of her neck. Did I leave you today? She shook her head. No. So, never. And I know, sometimes your small brain doesn't work. She hit his arm. Say that again? No, I didn't say anything. I was about to say, I love you, Jagi. I love you so much.